going on, everybody? I'm Jabby Koué, joined by LEQUAN Bennett, and we are watching two Final Fantasy-related items today. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth gameplay trailer, and then Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Just for full disclosure, I never beat Final Fantasy VII. I bought it for PlayStation because I was really excited about the cutscenes and stuff like that when cutscenes were a novelty. And I played it for like a day and then I put it down and I never picked it back up until it came out for PlayStation 5, and then I got really into it, but then other huge games came along that took my attention. So nonetheless, I'm excited about this because I was enjoying what I was playing of Final Fantasy VII. So let's check this out. Rebirth.
Wow. Just look at it all. It's so green. Even after everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality, it's barely hanging on.
I was wondering, what's Cloud been doing these past 5 years? Where's he been?
Dude, like, I haven't been playing the game, but I know that so many people are so anxious to get back into this, you know?
This is gonna sound crazy, but...
So I feel everybody's energy.
I know Cloud was never in Nibelheim 5 years ago.
The life stream. It is the very essence of our star. The blood coursing through its planetary veins.
According to Hojo, they're connected to Sephiroth. Shadows of the Mad, I believe he called them.
Sephiroth was in Midgar. We fought him. Whatever happened, he's alive.
But why come back now? After 5 years, doing who knows what?
Well now, think we woke it up.
Angered it, more like.
Feast your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
She may be new, but she's still a Turk.
They say she's a monster, that she can peer inside you, into the very depths of your soul. That she can become those you hate, those you fear, those you love.
You murdered my dad!
That's dope.
You burned my village!
Do you know that I killed her?
Oh,
so, who is she?
Yeah, you hear someone in the crowd like, oh shit. On 2 discs? Did you see that?
Doesn't surprise me, man.
Wow. We're going back to PlayStation days. I remember when Final Fantasy dropped, that was like 3 discs itself. And then what was that game that was like 5 discs long? Myst? Or something like that? I forget.
Wow, dude, you're taking me back.
And the Metal Gear Solid was 2 discs?
Yes.
Anyway, I am feeling old, bringing up all this stuff. I am not as invested in Final Fantasy as you are. However, this has, in a selfish kind of way, kind of reminded me of why I'm so excited about the Metal Gear Delta remake. And yeah, I have questions for you about Final Fantasy after you give your thoughts. Go ahead.
First, I got to say, of course, it looks gorgeous, and it looks like a lot of fun. The gameplay, I just kind of want to get my hands on it and mess around with some of those very cool mechanics that we saw, especially the dual attacks, the group attacks, the tag team attacks. I remember one of Square's earlier games, kind of like the big predecessor before Final Fantasy VII, was kind of like Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo, and they introduced kind of group attacks. This takes it to current gen capabilities, and it shit looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So my question is, was it worth it to split this up the way they split it up, because the first place my brain went to, it's going to feel like a weird pivot, but it's not, is Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, which was a remake of the first Metal Gear Solid for GameCube. And Hideo Kojima didn't touch that one. Someone else did. And like the game felt bigger and more stretched out because they just did like crazier shit with the cinematics and all that stuff. It was just like kind of a different game because of that. And so I wonder if they kind of did the same thing here. It's like, obviously you're dealing with a completely new generation, 4 systems later. And so did they need to split it up like that? And it wasn't worth the wait.
I mean, honestly, they're doing some different things story-wise.
Oh, they are? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not a one-to-one thing. To where I think the new Metal Gear remake, Metal Gear 3,
Delta,
is kind of one. Well, at least they're using all the same recorded voice lines.
Oh, okay.
From the prior ones. So
okay.
The cutscenes will be more or less. Yeah. I mean, that still leaves room for some, gameplay changes, but basically story-wise, you're looking at the same thing. Whereas here, there are a lot of changes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, cool. That makes sense then. And so, was it worth it to split it up? Or
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Cool. I mean, those discs, those PlayStation discs, are huge. Those are some huge, Blu-ray discs. And to know that this is being split up onto 2, it doesn't really matter for me, because if I buy the game, I'm just downloading it. I don't do disc games anymore. I've completely adopted the download system just because of how fast it boots up and like how quick I can switch between games. I've completely, switched over to that. But knowing like if you're buying a physical copy, like what you're going to be handling there, that's pretty epic. Like they are pushing the system, and I love that about it. I love that they're pushing the system, and I'm very excited for Final Fantasy fans. Like, I'm vicariously living through all of you guys. Because like while I'm watching it, I'm like, I don't know everything going on, but there's this energy to it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
that anticipation.
Exactly.
Just getting back into this world, these characters, the music, just iconic stuff, man. By the way, Chris J.
Alex.
He did some voice work on the first one.
The English or Japanese?
English.
I know, but he speaks Japanese.
I know.
It's like while I was watching this, I was like, I kind of wish they had a Japanese version of the trailer, because when I was playing it in Japanese. But anyway, I'm weird.
Well, I would have done the same.
Yeah, I got goosebumps. I don't even know why.
It's freaking Sephiroth.
That brings us back. Oh, this looks like Final Fantasy VIII or whatever it was. Like, I remember there was like a version of Final Fantasy with shorter characters.
Like Crisis Core.
Okay. Not 8. It was 9, wasn't it? I forgot.
Well, when I say Crisis Core, it's kind of like an extension of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, gotcha.
Start that character Angel.
Like classic music, dude.
Yes. It's a bit wild having such a vast difference in the actual gameplay graphics versus the cinematic graphics.
Yes.
That being said, I'm not going to complain about those cinematic graphics.
It takes you back, doesn't it?
Yes.
It takes you back to the earlier days when you had like this fully rendered CGI that you get back in the game, you're like, dang, you kind of look like crap.
This is barely 3D.
Yeah, exactly.
Like falling off, hanging onto each other by a thread.
I haven't played a mobile game properly since like Temple Run. I'm probably dating myself real bad now, but yeah, I don't really play the mobile games too much. If I ever pick one up, it's probably like if I'm feeling like an itch, I gotta scratch. It's probably like Plants vs Zombies or something like that.
Gotcha.
But I know someone in this room who would play this game. Achara just finished watching a movie. Achara would totally get into this. This is her speed. Oh, Jesus Christ. You scared the crap. You're not even in frame. You got to actually come in the frame.
What game?
It's a Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis.
Ever Crisis.
It's
on the mobile?
Yes. Mobile, yes.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, your breath's... Just eating. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to play this, but I'm excited for people. And
I smell it now.
You smell it? It just has made its waft over here. It's the coffee. Anyway, I'm more excited about Final Fantasy VII, the PlayStation 5 game. I need to find the time to... What's been eating up all my time lately, honestly, is Zelda. And I only play that because I can poop and play at the same time. It's like, I'm so busy. That's the only time I can play. And Char's like, why are you in the bathroom so long? I'm like, hey, I got problems. Leave me alone. Trying to solve this damn temple.